Protect your subconscious mind like your life depends on it. This is the temple of God resting within you. If you don't pay attention to your subconscious mind, you have lost in life, my friends. So let's break it down. What exactly does the subconscious mind do? The subconscious mind is where all your programmings are stored. I like to call this as the bridge between the finite intelligence and the infinite intelligence. Finite being you, infinite being God. So, as we understand, God exists within you. God is not some external entity that lays in the sky and helps you in some sort of way. God is existing within you, and God doesn't operate according to the labels that humans have put it into. God is all giving towards what you observe, or what state of awareness you're in, or what emotional state you're holding, or what vibrational state you are at. So, the subconscious mind that we understand is a segment where you can hold your programmings, your assumptions, and then you emotionally charge it with energy in full conviction and belief, and this is what gets projected into external reality. Basically, your perception of reality gets transformed into what is there in your subconscious. If you have too many negative assumptions, then your perception of life is going to be negative. If you have positive assumptions, then you will have positive perception of reality. So it's not about having positive or negative, it's about having least amount of limiting self beliefs so that you can experience reality in the best possible way fit for your growth. So while we are growing up, we have experienced so many traumatic situations, so many limitations imposed upon us by society, culture, and the people around us, family members. And as we grow up and as we awaken to our true self, we realize, okay, there's been a lot of damage done to the subconscious mind. So right now, it's just operating on its own. The subconscious mind, once you store it, it just operates on its own on a daily basis. Repetition is what the subconscious mind understands. The way you emotionally respond, the way you store anything in your head, or the habits, this is what it realizes and understands. Okay, this is what you like. Even if you don't like it, it still will make you go in that direction unless you are consciously aware of what's going on. So for example, let's say you're someone who wants to make money, but your programmings are negative. You have limiting beliefs about money. You believe that money is hard to be made. You believe that you need to put so much hard work and effort into making money. You believe that not everyone can be rich. You believe that only the people who sell their soul can become really filthy rich. So these are limiting beliefs that prevent you from going to the next level. And what happens is, as you enter into life of making money, into this world of making money, whenever you're coming across a problem, you will go through these limiting beliefs. It'll prove it to you that, hey, listen, making money is hard, because this is the programming that you've stored within yourself. So it'll be like, hey, making money is hard. See, I told you. Yeah, it convinced you. If you convince your subconscious mind, it will show you every single proof. It will make you focus on the proofs. So it'll be like, hey, listen, okay, it's hard to make money. You'll find examples of celebrities who sell their soul and make money. Then you find examples of how people who work super hard, get drained and exhausted, make money. And this makes you feel like, okay, making money doesn't seem like a very interesting or exciting opportunity or a process, so fuck that, I'm out of it. So once you recognize this, you have to consciously break the loop or the pattern that you're currently going in. You understand the limiting beliefs, and you now instead approach it with a whole different perspective. You're like, no, money, to make it, it's effortless. Even when you're not making money, before you see it from an effortless process, you still have to be convinced fully emotionally that it is an effortless process. This is what they call the delusion. So you only do the actions that are aligned. When you do things that you love to do, even when it doesn't bring money, just that energetic feeling from expressing yourself in the best way that you possibly love, it's always going to make you rich over the process. So continue doing that. So if I would say logically, have a job and do the thing that you have a job that you possibly hate, and do the things that you love to do on the side, but obviously keep it in mind that it will be the one which will get you the most amount of returns. That this is the one which you're programming your subconscious mind that yes, I can do it. Even when things are hard, you have to persist and stop feeding energy to the old identity or the old limiting belief system. And this is how you work with the subconscious mind. You don't wake up one day and suddenly everything is changed by just one programming or one assumption. And that's what most people are like, it's not changing, it's not changing. You have to be consciously aware to not feed energy. You should not be angry when things are not going your way. You should, I mean, it happens, you can feel anger, but it's about what's the pattern of thoughts you're going into after. Once you feel angry, are you fully immersing into that anger and going full straightforward into it, or are you going to release this through somatic processes, breathing, etc.? Because you know that being angry is not in any way or form going to help you. It's a toxic, low vibrational state that's going to destroy your system, and it's just the way you are disappointed because of an outcome you expected out of the situation. So letting go of that whole negative energy that you feed, because your subconscious mind knows this is the way I can get a reaction out of this person. This is the way I know this old identity is still alive, because I told you the mind likes identity. It likes to hold on to what is familiar. So when you understand this concept and you're aware, you can take that anger and put it into the new reality that you want to create, the new identity that you want to create, put into the new assumption. You can still stay. Let's say you lose a lot of money while you change your assumptions, because what happens, it has to prove it to you, the subconscious, the old programming is true, that making money is a hard process. You will lose money if you think in this process, and then you'll get scared and go back to the old identity, which is what most people do. But if you are someone who is aware of the principles and systems that the universe of manifestation, everything offers, you know that it's an illusion. Losing money is just an illusion, as long as you don't really believe that you've lost money, and you just see it as circulation, or you see it as, okay, this is intended for my life, I need to experience this. It's not a problem, because you kill the polarity of negative and positive, having and not having. You're just like, it is what it is. It doesn't have meaning unless I give it meaning. So you can tell that losing money is an amazing feeling, because now I can experience what it feels like to not have money. Just see what experience you can have from that. Can you still survive? Can you do this? And obviously you can, as long as you just focus on regulating yourself, keeping yourself calm. There's always a solution in life. Remember this. So taking that energy, putting into the new identity, new assumption, will slowly build that belief, and then you get small bits of proof, then you get more proof, and then it goes on and forth, right? So this is what the subconscious does. It convinces you based on what assumptions you hold, what is true and what is not true. Why should you protect it? As I mentioned, if you do not protect the subconscious mind from negative forces, negative assumptions, people's projections, you don't need to listen to people. You need to not give any attention to when people are giving you limitations. You don't need to listen to it. You can just be like, screw it. Just listen to it as noise. And you have to protect your mind so strongly. You don't need to sit and argue with people. You don't need to convince people that this is the best way of thinking. You just need to give no reaction, because you truly know that what you believe and what you hold as an assumption is the truth, and that's the only truth. You don't need to convince another person for it to be a truth. Only you need to be convinced that it's a truth, and everyone else can say any kind of bullshit, and that's fine. That's entirely okay. Your presence, your energy, your vibration will automatically help them, or even if it doesn't help them, it helps you. So protect it at all costs, and have the highest level of imagination, thoughts and emotional states that you can possibly hold every single day. It's okay if you feel angry and sad for a short duration during the day, but most of the time try to attain and maintain higher states of excitement, joy, calm, peace. And this will translate into an everyday habit. The way you act, the way you move, the way you think, everything compounds, and then you transform into an entirely new person, and you can't come back from it. How does it help you? As I mentioned, you are internally adopting states and projecting into the external reality. What I mean by projection is your perception of reality changes. What was once affecting you no longer affects you, because it no longer has that same reaction out of you. When people used to criticize you in the past, you used to react. The new version of you, who's confident about themselves, doesn't care. Someone could call you an idiot and you're like, okay, now what can I do about it? I can't help you. I'm not an idiot, so I'm all right with that. I can continue doing my life. They'll be like, you're broke. Okay, no problem. I don't feel broke. So it doesn't matter what people tell you, it's just how you wish to perceive yourself, and not give any kind of emotional charge to what people say, because people are all illusions. Everything that you're currently experiencing is based off past assumptions. That doesn't mean it's negative, because in the future when you have good assumptions projected into the world, that also is past. Everything you're experiencing now is based off what you've already experienced within yourself. So even when people have polarizing opinions such as negative comments or whatever, limiting beliefs, it's just based off limiting assumptions that you had previously, and it just gets projected. So you don't need to give any more energy to that old reality, old identity. Just stay with the new frequency, new identity, continue feeding it like a child. Eat, and then some other guy comes and tells you, feed me also. Nah, screw you, you're not my child, get the fuck out of here. So just keep feeding your child, and that's it. The other kid is some other guy's child, so tell him to go and feed him. And make sure that you're only focused, even when people get a reaction out of you, be aware of you giving a reaction. Oh shit, I gave a reaction, I shouldn't have reacted in this way. This is the whole process. It's not about, oh shit, why did I react? Now I'm gonna go back to the old reality. That's not how it is. As long as you're aware, everything goes in the best path possible. So even when you get pissed, just be aware, I got pissed. Maybe I should choose to approach it differently next time. So when you convince your subconscious mind, you're breaking a pattern of thinking and how you used to respond in the past. And your subconscious mind registers this, and it sees how you, even next time you get pissed, you still respond back to yourself like, I shouldn't have done that. Subconscious registers this. So when the subconscious registers this, it transforms yourself at a nervous system level, at a body level, at how you act. Once this is your programming, your action starts to change. At the subconscious mind, if you change anything, everything changed externally, how you operate, how you move. So it starts showing that suddenly you're responding different, and you're like, whoa, how did I do this? Because you've changed your energy, you've changed your neurotransmitter patterns inside, the synaptic connections inside your brain, you've changed it. So now you take time, you're able to be regulated, you're able to breathe, you're not reactive, you're responding however you feel like, you're taking a minute to understand what's just happening. So you're giving it time. You don't need to constantly react to people, you don't need to give them instant answers. You can give them answers whenever you feel like and however you feel like. So once everything changes at a subconscious level, it's going to help you become a better version of yourself in an overall perspective and see the world from a beautiful lens. How to release negative assumptions. So obviously, as I mentioned, you have limiting beliefs, and the only way to get out of those limiting beliefs and transform it into a better belief through the process of alchemy, there is always adopting states of or emotions of joy, peace, calmness. This is what helps the alchemy process. If you're always angry, stagnant, always stuck up, not open-minded, closed-minded, and angry, and anxious, worried, you're not really allowing your energy to free flow. So once these states are observed more often than the low vibrational states, these states go in and mold it nice and juicy and mash it up, and then this has no room to exist but adopt the new higher vibrational states. And so this will give you better perspectives, and this will change your negative assumptions into more positive assumptions. So it's just a matter of being aware what is happening, and when the situation occurs, when the patterns repeat, how you respond. I understand it's very difficult to respond differently. Like for example, your rent is due, and it's difficult to possibly imagine, what do I do? I'm telling you, there's always a solution. You just have to be patient enough to see it. It's always nudging your subconscious mind. So you become patient enough, you observe it for what it is, and you're like, okay, this is something I can't control, so what can I control in this present moment? Before the event even arises, just do the things that you have to do in the systematic order that you're continuously doing. So your subconscious is convinced, okay, even when things are going bad, this guy is just responding in the new identity, new version of himself. He continues to work, he is continuing to show up. So is he actually in the old reality or the new reality? Now subconscious is confused, and it's like, this guy's in the new reality because this guy's not responding differently. So let's transform the entire environment, and everything switches. It's so funny. This is how it is. This is how exactly everything pans out. As you break patterns, it's not just by actions, it's by internal state. You no longer are focused on what outcome or whatever it is. You just fully, strongly believe in faith. This is why the presence of God is important to be held on to, that you can surrender everything to nature, God, universe, source, whatever you like to hold on to, higher self, that the outcome doesn't depend on you, but how you choose to think, how you choose to emotionally respond, and how you choose to act, that's on you. So even when things seem towards the end of the road, there's always a solution, and how you respond to it will entirely eliminate the negative assumptions, because they no longer receive energy, and the subconscious mind gets disrupted in its normal patterned way of operating, and it realizes, okay, this is a new identity, we adopt this new identity and let's transform the entire environment. The simulation entirely transformed. So I hope you like this. If you like more of these videos, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.